What's up, you guys? It's Hero bringing you guys. It's gonna be kind of a mini tutorial. I uploaded a video just today about an Infernity wombo combo that I did. Some people asked for the build. I'm going to show you guys step by step what I did. This is a completely different replay. Just so you guys know, how it's pretty consistent and you're able to pull this off. I'd say once every maybe out of every 5 duels I can do it 3 times. The 4th time I have no play, and the 5th time I don't go all the way. I just kind of, I just don't have all the cards to do the full thing, and I just end up maybe getting 1 or 2 barriers instead of a 3 and a break or something stupid like that. So this deck, some of the cards in here aren't out yet. They're coming out in Judgment of the Light, which comes out on August 9th. So they're not too far off, just over 2 weeks, so about 3 weeks actually. But so I'm going to show you guys step by step what I do. Obviously the deck I'm playing against doesn't really matter, unless they have a hand trap, which are pretty prevalent in this format. But it doesn't really. Oh, I can do this. Oh, okay, so I'm just gonna. Okay, there we go. So now it's my turn. I just let him play through his turn. He just sets a card and sets Page for some reason. I don't know, whatever. So I'm going to do step by step. So standby phase, main phase 1. So first thing I do, I see that I have an Arcfiend, an Infernity Arcfiend in my hand. And I have a bunch of spells and traps, and I have Trick Arcfiend. So what I'm going to do is I can see that I have a Foolish Burial in here. So I automatically think, okay, I can get Street Patrol to the graveyard, so I can special summon Arcfiend. So what I do is first get rid of the monster, summon Trick Arcfiend, activate Foolish Burial, and I'm going to ditch Street Patrol to the graveyard. Now, you guys don't know what Stygian Street Patrol does is ignore the first effect. The second effect is the most important one. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Fiend-type monster with 2,000 or less attack from your hand. So you can special summon Necromancer, you can special summon Arcfiend most of the time, which is what you're going to do. You can special summon another copy of Street Patrol, and you can special summon Trick Arcfiend. So now that I have Street Patrol in the graveyard, I'm just going to set everything else. I'm going to activate Street Patrol's effect, because in order for Arcfiend to resolve, I have to have no cards in my hand. So I use Patrol, and I special summon Arcfiend. Arcfiend's going to resolve, and I'm going to search out Necromancer. Now, why do I search out Necromancer instead of, for example, Barrier or Break? Well, right now, with Necromancer, I can get, since I have Instant Fusion as well, I'm able to make a level 4, get Lava Volchain out, and get Arcfiend to the graveyard. And if I can get Arcfiend to the graveyard, and with Chain's effect get another Street Patrol to the graveyard, then I'm able to just special summon with another patrol, special summon the Necromancer, and bring back the Arcfiend. Now all of this thought process comes through playing this deck a lot. All I've been doing for the last 2 days is playing this deck online. So in order to be able to realize this, okay, I have Instant Fusion, that means I can get a Chain out, and that means that I can get Arcfiend and another patrol to the graveyard, and that means that I can special summon a Necromancer. So I get Necromancer to my hand. So you have to be able to know what you're doing in order to be able to play the deck properly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one step further. Now some people will make a level 4 here and just go straight into Lava Chain. But what I did instead was actually make a level 3 and go into Levier. Now Levier is going to allow me to reuse Street Patrol's effect. Because not only am I going to get another, now am I going to get Street Patrol and an Arcfiend to the graveyard, I'm able to reuse this Street Patrol as well in later turns. So I'm going to use Levier's effect, ditching the Arcfiend to the graveyard, and get Street Patrol back. I'm not sure if Trick Arcfiend's effect is supposed to activate here, because it was sent to the graveyard by a card effect, technically I guess, by paying the cost. I'd have to read Dragoons, how Dragoons works, because Dragoons, if you detach it from like a Bahamut Shark or something, it'll get its effect off. But anyway, that's aside from the point, because I end up getting Palace anyway, so we're just going to keep going. Now we're going to make our Chain. And then we're going to use Chain, we're going to detach Arcfiend. It doesn't really matter. I can detach either or, because I'm just going to send the other one to the graveyard. So now I'm just going to send Patrol to the graveyard with its effect. Now I'm going to use Patrol's effect and bring out Necromancer. So at this point, you've got Lava Chain, Levier, Necromancer, the 2 cards that you set, which luckily were Instant Fusion, and I will be using Trans Turn as well this turn. So right now, this is what you have. You haven't searched out any barriers yet. You haven't even gotten to that point yet. So now I'm going to use Necromancer's effect, and I'm going to bring back Arcfiend. So Arcfiend's going to resolve because I have no cards in my hand, and I'm going to search out for Launcher. Once again, I have to realize, through lots of playing, that I will be able to get a Necromancer and an Arcfiend to my graveyard with this hand. I have a trans turn. This is the key card. Trans turn right here. Send one monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon one monster from your deck with the same attribute and type as the sent monster, but one level higher. So guess what card I can send? I can send Necromancer to the graveyard in order to be able to use it with Launcher, and special summon an Arcfiend from my deck. And then Arcfiend will resolve, because I'm going to play Launcher, and Arcfiend will resolve, and then I'll start getting my barriers, and I'll start getting my breaks. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate the Launcher first, because you don't want any cards in your hand. You're going to activate Trans Turn, you're going to send Necromancer to the graveyard, and I'm going to special summon Arcfiend. Arcfiend's going to resolve, and I'm going to get a barrier, I think. Yeah. Now I can start getting my barriers, because I have all my combo pieces out now. Now I'm going to set that. Now, once again, you have to realize, okay, I thought that far ahead, the fact that I had Trans Turn. In order to get Launcher, Launcher is best used when I have a Necromancer and an Infernity Arcfiend in my graveyard. So I saw the fact that, okay, I have an Arcfiend out already, I'm going to get another Arcfiend out, I'm going to send Necromancer to the graveyard by getting Arcfiend out, and if I just exceed into another level chain or something, then I'm able to get the second Arcfiend out, and then I'm able to I'm able to go into Infernity Launcher. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a second chain, and I'm going to send Trick Arcfiend to the graveyard, which is going to proc its effect, and I'm going to get Palace to my hand. Now what does Palace do? Alright, so it's a field spell. Fiend type monsters you control gain 500 attack. You can target one Arcfiend monster you control, including Infernity Arcfiend. Banish one other Fiend type monster you control, which can be Trick Arcfiend or it can be Necromancer. And special summon one Arcfiend monster with the same level as a first target from your deck, hand, or graveyard. So basically what this allows me to do is swap out a used up Necromancer for another Arcfiend from my hand, deck, or graveyard. Usually it's going to be from my deck or graveyard. So this allows me to special summon an Arcfiend, an Infernity Arcfiend for free, which allows me to search for yet another barrier or break. So this card is just nuts. And this card, Trans Turn and Trick Arcfiend, are coming out in Judgment of the Light. So next I'm going to activate Palace. Next I'm going to activate Infernity Launcher. I'm going to target my Necromancer and my Arcfiend, special summon both, and then Arcfiend resolves, and I'm able to get barrier to my hand. So at this point I've searched out 2 barriers, not even done yet. Now I'm going to use Palace effect. I'm going to target my Arcfiend, banish my Necromancer, special summon my Arcfiend, and search out for my 3rd barrier. And that's the combo. The rest of the thing is just him not being able to do anything. So I'll just play out the rest of the replay so you guys can see. I mean, it doesn't really matter. His deck isn't very good. So I'm just going to run over his stuff because he's just setting Dark World stuff for some reason. I'm not even going to bother to barrier the Magic Cylinder. It's not even worth it. And here I'm just deck thinning. I don't want to draw a monster next turn, so I'm just going to ditch the 2 monks that are now useless. And here I just bury his Dark Hole and the replay ends. So now I'm going to show you guys against a good deck real quick. Even though this guy misplayed, he never used his effect veiler for some reason. But I'm going to show you what this deck is capable of against an actual meta deck. So I searched out for 2 barriers, a compulse, and I have a chalice as well. So here, I had to be really careful where I barriered because it was going to be extremely close because dragons just have so many resources. I didn't barrier his super rejuve, and because of that I actually managed to hold off everything. Although he did draw a Veiler, but like I said, he didn't even use it for some reason. Like, had he Veilered my Arcfiend there, I'd be dead. I guess he didn't Veiler my Wolf because he didn't think I could OTK, but Actually did end up OTKing this guy. Like, if he Veilered my Arcane there, it wouldn't have mattered. Had he Veilered the Levier there, then I would have lost. Or not killed him this turn. But yeah, I end up OTKing him. So yeah, this deck is actually nuts, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This was an Infernity Wombo combo tutorial. Kind of an introduction to new cards that are coming out. Thanks for watching. Heroes out.